Hello everyone, my name is Coca Sexton, and today I'm creating a video on the 5 must-have components of a post-interview thank you note. Now, you may say, post-interview thank you note, what's that? Well, then this video is for you. We work with a ton of highly competent and very talented professionals across sales, marketing, leadership roles, CSMs, basically any go-to-market revenue-generating employee within a company. And so what our clients expect from us is to send them over amazing people like yourself. One of the pieces of feedback we get from our clients time and time again is that after the interview, they don't hear back from the actual interviewee, the candidate. So what I want to do is outline, 1, how important it is, why you need to be sending these emails after the fact, and 2, what you should be including in those emails if there was any confusion. Now, the reason you want to have this email go out or this communication to these individuals post-interview is to let them know that you're still very interested in the job. You want to let them know that you heard what they said during the interview, if there was any feedback given, and a bunch of other components. But they want to see this from you. And it's one of those things that will stick in the back of their mind if you send it. But if you don't send it, that's also going to stick in the back of their mind. Why didn't they send me an email? So during the interview process, you should be getting the email addresses for anybody that you're interacting with. If it's the hiring manager, if it's a peer, whatever it is. Now I'll go into the 5 components of this. So now, post-interview, you need to send the email. You need to send the email that day. It doesn't matter if your interviews end at 4 p.m. You want to make sure that by the time you go to bed, those emails are sent. Ideally, you want to send these emails out before the end of the business day of the individuals that you were talking with. That way, after the interview, they have some closure and they see your name again before they end the day. Now, in this email, here are the 5 components you want to add. First, you want to thank them for their time. You want to let them know that you appreciate that they took time out of their day to meet with you. It's also going to allow them to understand that you respect their time and that you will continue to respect their time if they decide to hire you. You want to remind them why you're an amazing employee. So you already did this during the interview itself. You probably talked through all the bullet points about what was in the job description. You probably answered some very specific questions that they had, but you want to make sure that you've been writing those down during the interview itself, and you want to reiterate those in the email so it's in written form. Because some of the times when you're talking one-to-one with individuals, some of the stuff goes in one ear and out the other. It may stick. It may just be lodged back in their memory somewhere. But if you write it down, it has a lasting effect. So you want to remind them why you are the best candidate for this job. Then you want to reiterate your excitement. You want to tell them everything you loved about the company, what you heard, the people you met. You want to talk about the excitement that you're going to bring to the company and to the job that you are being asked to perform. You also want to touch on any interview highlights. So if there was something during the interview that came out and a lot of emphasis was talked about a very specific topic, you want to make sure that you capture that in writing and reiterate that back to them. Again, if this is one of the hiring criteria they have where, hey, we need to make sure that, Sally or John understands these 2 things and they got really deep into those things, you want to list out what those things were and your responses to it so that as they're going back through the post-interview cycle and matching you up against other people that came through the interview, that your answer is being stuck out. The next part is that you want to close the loop. You want to add in the next steps. You want to have like a call to action, so to speak, in the email saying, hey, based on the conversation, we had heard that you were going to have an answer within the next week, or for the next cycle, we wanted to get something on the calendar. When can we do that? You want to outline next steps. I cannot tell you enough how important that is, especially if you are being hired for a sales role. A sales manager, a hiring manager, bringing on new salespeople, either from an SDR, an AE, whatever it may be, they want to know that as a new professional in this space, that you are able to then, 1, appreciate their time, tell them the excitement about what you're going to be doing, and you want to close with next steps. In sales, that's all the process is. You just want to keep moving the ball from one side to the other. So make the next steps a very key component of this email. Now, when you list this out, read it all again. You want to read the email in its entirety, make it concise, understand that these hiring managers don't have a ton of time, but you want to make sure this email, again, goes out that same day. So Let me reiterate. First, thank them for their time. You want to make sure they know that you respect their time. You want to remind them why you're an amazing employee and why you'd be great for this job. That then would lead into reiterating why you're excited about the role, the opportunity, the company, the people you're going to be working with, the things you're going to learn, and the things you're going to do. Next, you want to touch on the interview highlights. These are those key components that were probably discussed by a few of the individuals that you met with, and you want to list out in writing your responses to those answers. So important that you get those things locked into writing. And the fifth step is just closing with next steps. When is the next meeting? When should you expect the next phone call? When are you going to accept that offer letter? Whatever that may be, you want to end it with some type of call to action on what those next steps are. So I hope these tips have been helpful for you. They were helpful for me as I was going through interviews myself, and I know that all of the hiring managers that we work with and the candidates, this is one of those things that they're always looking for. So take that, and you have a good day.